If you're starting to work your hip mobility, you may start to include something that we call the hip swivel, which is where we take our hips through internal and external rotation of the hip and we transfer from side to side. Now oftentimes I see two things happening which, depending on what your goal is, aren't inherently wrong, but when you're talking pure hip mobility and control, we need to try and eradicate these two little things that I see. The first one is this distance between the knees diminishing or getting smaller or larger. So as you go through your transfer, imagine there's an imaginary bar between your legs or a stick, and that's holding this distance in place through the whole transition. So try and be mindful of that as you're doing your transfer, that distance between the knees never gets smaller or larger. And the next little tip for you is only go as deep as when your rear glute starts to raise off the floor. So if that's here, rather do these half reps, but with good control, than do a full rep, lose all that tension, and the glute starts to raise. So those two things, the distance between the knees and the glute raise, dictate how we do these hip swivels. I like to be supported at the start, chest tall, nice and relaxed, and create tension in the hips. So try and squeeze all this tissue in the hips, think about that, get tension there, and then start to go through your swivel. And as I say, do not be put off by doing these smaller reps to start with. Far more important than doing no reps. We all start somewhere, and I implore you to start with that hip swivel with those little tips in mind. Follow for more joint health, calisthenics and mobility tips like these ones.